Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Rabbi Isai, we have a tremendous guest here today. Rabbi Yossi Glirin from the Songs of Shas, right? That's what it's called, the Songs of Shas. It's right here, standing right here. Ooh, okay, Rabbi Isai, we're going to sing the song. No, I'm just kidding. A different time, if you want to. I have a couple of emails. Today we have a couple of surprises. Very, very chashuv props. Yes. By Shmuley Feiler. You guys know Shmuley Feiler? Tzaddik from Chicago. Cool guy. But this, I was very shocked by this. I thought, my wife just told me, he got married. I thought he lives in Eretz Yisrael. Perhaps not. Shalom Rebelli, Shmuley Feiler. I usually don't do these types of things, send emails. But I started learning the Daf with you recently, and I want to share with you Hargosha. I've always been the classic Eon person, learning the yeshiva Masechtas filled with big raid, chakiris, etc. But I felt that when I wasn't in yeshiva setting, it's very hard to tap into these Eon sugyas, etc. And therefore, I want to be able to learn properly at time that I set aside for learning in my day. But once I started with you, I Baruch Hashem found a limud that keeps me stimulated, entertained, and most importantly, a sipuk at all times. So I'm very happy. Wow. I know this guy very well. He used to live on my block in Chicago. Tremendous. It's a big zechus. It was this week when I was on a ski trip and had a 40-minute car ride to the mountain that I would usually do nothing in. But I opened up your shir and took that 40 minutes and totally transformed my day, showing myself that even in the smallest gaps of time, I have a sugya and a chabura that I can turn to. Below is the picture of me on the road. Hatzlacha. Shmuley Feiler. Gewaldig. And here's a guy, I have no idea who it is, but he's chilling on a Motzei Shabbos with the socks. You know about this Gemara that we have, right? You heard about it? So you can't get away. You know about the socks?
I'm trying to get a free Gemara too.
I think you should start making socks for the shir, your shir. Okay, it's the only way, that's why the island comes. 50 guys, no? Twice a day. It's mamish chashuv. Dear Rebelli, by Mr. Real Anonymous from London, I'm just another guy that you've changed my life. I was guilted into joining Moed Katan when I saw everyone raving about it on the WhatsApp status. I Baruch Hashem haven't missed a day and look forward every day to your daf shir. I was having a good Sunday morning lion. I guess it's a lashon in London, a lion. But the words of Me'uvas Ein Yochel Liskoin were spinning in my head again and again. I couldn't miss So Yizman Kriyashma. If you would ever consider giving a quick daily portion of Chumash and Rashi, I'll be the first to subscribe. Wishing you much hatzlacha to continue your amazing work, Mr. Real Anonymous. You know what? Here, these are the ones from the last 3 days. Anybody want to pick one out? Pick the top one, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. No, not this one. And there's two per. I'm not kidding. There's 2 emails per one. Okay. Oh, my son. Ooh. We'll read this one. Why not? Dear Eli Stefansky, Tuesday Amud Aleph is Chagigah Yud Gimel, and it reminds me that our son first joined Yeshir on a different Masechta, on Daf Yud Gimel, and has been hooked ever since. He watches the shir every day and attends in person whenever he can. Your enthusiasm for limit Torah is contagious. Thank you for inspiring him and so many others. Daf Yud Gimel always reminds me it's good to start from anywhere. Good to start from anywhere. A person doesn't need to wait for a new Masechta. Thank you, an anonymous mother whose son will be very embarrassed that I sent this email. M. Rothenberg, in case. He also emailed? That what? Does he know that his mother sent?
No, the
very nice. Okay, Rabbi Isai. Before we go into the sponsors for a minute, I got to talk about this. We are starting Masechtas Yevamos very, very soon, and the new Gemaras are already printed and shipped. So Mela, it's time to start getting your friends. Rabbi Yossi Gliverman, get your friend to join our shir. Forget about your shir. Tell him to come. Tell Eli Stefansky shir. No, I'm talking about the ones in Eretz Yisrael, the ones that can't come.
At a recent scene, I offered $1,000 for new guys to join.
$1,000 for new guys to join.
The bar.
Competition. Nissan Gans, you heard that? $1,000. $1,500 for everybody that joins right now. $1,500 from the young old first. For the next 5 minutes. Okay. In person. No, even online. We're giving $50 online. Join MDY.com. And if you want to be a sponsor of the upcoming volume, it's going to be an amazing volume. By the way, I don't want to give away my trick to this Magachir here, but we have cartoons and animation coming up for Maseches Chagigah like you've never seen before. I'm serious. Good stuff. It's already out and ready to roll. Another thing, we are making an enormous, beautiful, amazing siyum on Seder Moed. We're expecting over 500 people at the siyum. There's over 100 people coming in from Chutz La'aretz that already booked tickets. There are a number of different options. You could come and we'll accommodate you for free for Shabbos as long as we have availability. If you want all the meals, we have that option. If you want tours to Tzfat and to the tunnels and this, we have that option as well. We have all types of options. Ayin Sham. It's out there somewhere on the WhatsApps, on the emails. So try to book as soon as possible if you want a place and you want to be a big part of this. It's going to be amazing. The food is amazing. It's the nicest hall in the area. It's amazing. The Parnas HaChodesh for the Koilel is Mr. Anonymous, Lili Nishmas Chaya Bas Yosef. Maseches Chagigah is dedicated by the Kessler and Davis families, Refuah Shelema for Miriam Esther Bas Devora bekorov. The Parnas HaChodesh is zechus for Rafael Shlomo ben Lifsha and Rivka. These are new guys. They don't know you're not supposed to talk now, so they have no clue. But you didn't chap. Okay. Refuah Shelema ben Lifsha and Rivka bas Gila, they should be zoche to Zera Shel Kayama bekorov. Leiby, you're old here. Tell the guy, no schmoozing here during Shir, even during these very, very important announcements. Shkoyach. For the shleima, the MDY family, is this the last day? Lili Nishmas Reb Shalom Baruch יודא Zechus ben Rav Yosef Yחיאל Michael Shliט, Reb Yidi Leibowitz, our in-house graphic designer, who's lifted from COVID at the young age of 42, I think. Refuah Shelema for Avraham Tzvi ben Rivka. Rabbi say we have a tremendous long, a lot of words, Gishmak Daf, and we are still holding on Daf Yomi Amud Beis like 6 lines from the bottom. Sorry. I prepared the wrong daf. That's going to be a problem. Okay, we have Rabbi Yossi, get over here. Rabbi Yossi. Great. Shkoyach. Okay, we'll pull this off. It's not a big deal. It's a simple thing. It's not 6 lines from the bottom on this one. This is already only 3 lines from the bottom. Givaldik. Okay, I saved 3 lines because we're on the wrong daf. And Digri Shemayim. We're talking about the Shemayim called Aravos. The last final one, Aravos. How do we know it's called a heaven, a Shemayim? Asi Rechiva, we have Zera Shel Kayama. By the way, put your finger in and we're going to go for a ride now because we got to read quickly. A lot of words. It says the word Rechiva together with Aravos. And that's it. So we have that Roichev is Shamayim and Roichev goes together with Aravos. Aravos is Shamayim. Rafael, there's going to be darkness, clouds. Rafael is like fog, a heavy cloud. Makiv and Oisai will surround Aravos. Shenemar. Yoshes Choshech Sisroi. He basically made the darkness like a place for him to hide. Svivoisav Sukoisai. It's a shelter. Cheshchas Mayim, the darkness of the water of a shchakim, the clouds in the shchakim. We had shchakim as one of the rekiyas, the clouds in the heaven. Ask the Gemara, is there darkness for HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'ksiv hu golei amikto u'mesatrosa? He reveals the depths and the mysterious. He knows what's in the dark, and he dwells in light. There's no such thing as darkness for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like Hashem. Again, we just translate words in these sugyas. I have no clue. You guys might understand. If anybody knows, come over to me afterwards. Maybe explain to me. When we're talking about the innards, then he has a lot of light. The outer ones, it's dark. There's another rakia above the chayes. Like the great ice. You're allowed to talk up to this point. Don't talk about it. Ben Sira was an author, and the Gemara Sanhedrin discusses whether it's a good book. Some of the things he says there are not true. Like one of the things he said, if a person has a beard that's split like this, it's a sign he's a chacham. If he has a beard like this, he has a few shtusim in there, plus he has some other things that are not. So, mufla mimcha al tidrash, he says something that's removed from you. Don't be doresh, don't try to get into it. Don't probe something that's covered. Whatever you are allowed, then you can look into. You have nothing to do. It's not your business to go into the hidden. What did the Baskal tell Nebuchadnezzar the Rasha b'Shasha Omar? Say of I'm going to go up there. I'm going to be like a Kodesh Baruch Hu. Yatsa Baskal Varmaloi Rasha ben Rasha. You're the Rasha, the son of a Rasha, Ben Benoishel Nimrod a Rasha. Places says on the spot, he's not a descendant of Nimrod. It just means he acted like Nimrod a Rasha. He did the same thing. He took the nation, the world, and they rebelled against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Kama says, how in the world are you going to climb up there to Shemayim? How many years can a person typically live? Shivim Shana, although he lived a little bit more, but a typical human being lives 70 years. At most 80. So we have to remember this. From earth to heaven takes 500 years. 500 years. Very interesting if you look. Okay, we keep on going for a second. Okay. The thickness is another 500 years. What do we have total? 15. 7 and all the gaps is 15. 15 times 500 is how much? What? The 7 Rikiyim and in between the Rikiya. No, there's one until you get to the Rikiya. Right, 15 total. So you have here 7,500 years. And then we have and above that we have the Chayos. Raglei Chayos Keneged Kulon. So some say it means times this, but let's just say another 500. Karsule Achayos Keneged Kulam, another 500. Shogi Achayos Keneged Kulam, another 500. Rechuvi Achayos Keneged Kulam. Yarche Achayos Keneged Kulam. Guve Achayos Keneged Kulam. Tzavar Achayos the neck. Keneged Kulam. Rosh Achayos the head. Keneged Kulam. Karna Achayos Keneged Kulam in the horns. Lamalahem Kisa Kavod. Ragli Kisa Kavod Keneged Kulam. So how many do we have over here? Another 11. So it's 90,000 years, which equals 1 billion miles away. So you want to travel 1 billion miles and all you're living is 70 years, you're an idiot. By the way, in this Taisvus, Taisvus all the way at the end says something very interesting. We all know Rabbi Lazar Kalir, who wrote a lot of the Kinas and Tisha B'Av, etc. Who is he? Taisvus holds he was a Tana. He's the son of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Lazar Reb Shimon says Taisvus, and this is the Taisvus right here. So, okay, approximately 1 billion, it might be a little less. Point is 328 million parsais. Exactly what a parsa is, fine, about 1 billion. V'ato amarto. Sorry. Melch kel chai v'kaim rov v'nisa shoychen aleim. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu on top of that. V'ato amarto ela al bama se'ov edam el elyon. You want to go up there and be like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, sit on his chair. Achas shol turod. You know what I'm going to do to you? Not only you're not going to go up, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you all the way down in the sha'oil. And you can't darshan in the Maaseh Merkava to a single person. You give him the headlines, give him some hints, and from there he'll take it. If he understands, great. No, you can't just give a Talmud the headlines. He has to be the head of the bezdin. He has to understand. Or two things, either to have bezin or somebody that is not mekel roish. no litzanas. He's a serious person. Igad Amri. Some say no. You have to combine these two things. V'hu shaliba doig v'kirbo. He's not only is he have bezin, but he's also doig. He always cares. He doesn't have kalas rosh. You can't tell the hidden Torah only to those who have 5 things. In other words, don't open up a Kabbalah center on, what is it called over there, in the middle of Miami Beach. Giant Kabbalah center, all the actors, the actresses, they walk in there, they learn Kabbalah. Hey, Moshe, you have to be Sar Chamishim. Urasupanim, V'yoyetz. The Gemara is going to tell us what it is. Unavoin Lachash. Another problem to give it over to the actor. You cannot teach Torah to Ovid Kechavim, says Tosfos. There's also a problem of there's a problem of that he will die. He's chayiv misa if he learns Torah. It's a problem. And you are over on Lifnei Iver. Shenemar le'oso chen l'chol goy u'mishpatim, but you don't. Could I say a joke for the children here? Just for the children. Because my nieces and nephews used to ask me to say this joke every 2 hours. Can you say it again? Say it again. There was a Ovid Kechavim. We're not going to do it racist. We're going to do it regular, as much as possible. Ovid Kechavim. He asked his friend. He goes, "I understand the mashgiach over here in the factory. He makes all this money. Doesn't do a thing. Doesn't even lift a finger. What's pshat?" So I don't know. So why don't you go ask him? So he goes ask him. He says, "What's pshat? You know, we work much harder than you. We make half of you." He says, "That's because I have intelligence." Intelligence? What's that? He says, "Intelligence. It's very simple. You see this? That's my hand. Try to hit it." So he winds up a big punch. And as soon as he got it, he took his hand away, hit the table. "Oh, I hear. That's intelligent. Fine." He was running back to his friend. "Oh, I chap. Why this guy makes? Why? Because he has intelligence." "Intelligence? What's intelligence?" So, you want to see intelligence? Here's intelligence. Hit my hand. Okay, that was just for the kids, not for you.
Tell it again.
All right. Anyways, that's why maybe we don't teach Torah to everything. Let me teach you some of the Merkava. I want to teach you. Rabbi Yochanan tells Rabbi Elazar, I'm not old enough. The Rebbe Chanal says, I'm not 50 yet. Kikash, okay, he's already 50. Oh, too late. Noch nafshi the Rebbe Yochanan, he's already nifter. Let me teach you. If I would have been zoche, I would have been zoche from your Rebbe. Says the Maharsha, there's those who don't want to learn it. They don't want to get into it. And then he goes on to say that don't be from those fools that learn Kabbalah all day. It's not to be learned all day. You have to learn Torah. Kabbalah is, once you know Torah, you learn Kabbalah. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yosef, Avagomer Maisa Merkava. Rabbi Yosef was proficient in the Merkava. So he had his talent that he was good at Maisa Merkava. The elders of Pumbedisa, they knew Maisa Bereshis. Amrulei, so the elders of Pumbedisa say, Ligma Lamar, Maisa Merkava, can you please teach us? Amrulu, let's do a trade. Agmarli, Maisa Bereshis. You teach me first, Maisa Bereshis. Basa Agmarua, Amrulei, Ligma Lamar, Maisa Merkava. No, we taught you, now it's your turn to teach us. No, stop. Arlo, Tanina Bahu, Dvash Chol Tachas L'Shoynech. The honey and the milk you leave under your tongue, you don't give it to other people. So they already explained what he lied to them. No, he realized afterwards that they weren't right for it, and that's why that he didn't know l'chatchila l'chayra. Otherwise, it would be gnevas das l'chayra. Another pasuk: Kivashim lilvushecha devarim shehem kivshoynay shel olam. The mysteries of the world, you tachas levushecha, should be hidden in your clothing, under your clothing. Shkoyach. I must have done that. Amrulei. So the elders of Pumbedisa tell Rabbi Yosef, Taninan behu ad vayomer Eloi ben Adam. So there's a lot of psukim. So these are the psukim of Merkava. I cut it out because even as is, it barely fit. So you have the two psukim at the end of Perek Aleph, Chav Zayin and Chav Ches, V'erikin Chashmal. I saw Chashmal, not electricity, but chashmal, kemare eish was like eish, and then it goes on to say kemare akesh is like a rainbow. Asher ba'anan humar d'muskvad Hashem. This is describing Hakadosh Baruch Hu. It's ve'ere ve'epol alponai ve'eshma kol medaber. I fell on my face, and then Perek Beis starts Vayomer Eli ben Adam. Says the Gemara. They told him we learned all the way to Perek Beis, all the way to Vayomer Eli. The entire parak, all the way to Pasuk Aleph of Perek Beis. Amar lo, hey name, I say Merkava. So what do you want from me? You did everything you needed to do. You learned it already, so you don't need me. I didn't even lie to you. You know it already. Meisvei. So we have a problem. Adeicha Maise Merkava. Where is it? Well, what's Rabbi Omer ad Vo'ere Basra? Vo'ere up to here. So you can read. You can go all the way to Pasuk Chav Zayin, the whole parak. Rabbi Yitzchak Omer ad Chashmal. You go a few more words up to here. Chashmal is 3 words in. Va'era ken Chashmal Pasuk Chav Zayin. That's where it starts. Ad Va'era Marinon. We can teach up to there. From here on out, it's only with a hint. The headlines. Some say no. Ad Va'era Masirin Rosh Prakim. The opposite. Not the opposite, but up until this pasuk from pasuk Aleph of Perek Aleph of Yecheskel, even that it has to be with a hint. Mekan ve'elach. From here on out, no hints. Imu chacham from pasuk Chav Zayin. Don't get into it at all because this is dangerous. This is the hardest of the hard. This is HaKadosh Baruch himself, not describing the chayos, the ifanim, describing kutchabrichu. If he can understand by himself, great. That's it. As the Gemara midarshina b'chashmal, could you even talk about it? There was a youngster, a kid, and the fire came and consumed him. Says Gemara, he wasn't old enough. He shouldn't have been dealing with it. I'm not sure. I think it has to do with each individual because you see, like. What's the age exactly? You see, the Arizal, he was nifter at 38. That means he started, way before. The story's about the Vilna Gaon with Sefer Yitzira when he's 10 years old. So maybe when a kid is mature, it doesn't matter what age. It's not 10 versus 35. Some 35-year-olds act like 2-year-olds, and some 2-year-olds act like 35. So it could be it has to do with each individual. Baram, zoche is Yishlatoiv. V'chananya ben Chizkiya Shemoy. The famous Chananya ben Chizkiya. We'll remember him for the good. Why? Ilmalihu nigna Sefer Yecheskel. He saved Sefer Yecheskel. Show Devora soisim divrei Torah. The number of stiras in Sefer Yecheskel to the Torah. One of them is, for instance, over a Sheikh Hachichem. How does it go? Parim b'nei Shana. B'kitzur, you bring two cows, and in Yecheskel says you bring one stira. It's one of these steers that it's size of the Torah. It's like pasuk to pasuk. What do? You have to bury it. Says the Gemara, Shayu Dvar Saisim Divrei Torah. Ma'asa, Hel Eloi Shlomo is Garvi Shemen. They gave him 300 barrels. We know throughout Shas. First of all, when it comes to barrels, many times it says in Shas, 300 barrels. She broke 300 barrels. He had 300 barrels. He got 400 barrels, 300, 400, 300 also, many times. It's a Lashon Guzma. V'yashiv Aliyah v'darshay. So they gave him enough oil to drink, to have light, and he sat there in the Aliyah. By the way, this is the famous Aliyah where Beisham and Yisrael got together, and they were geyser the Shmoneh Davar of Beishamai that night. This is a special Aliyah. Tanu Rabbanan, Ma'aseh b'tino gechad. So he saved Yecheskel. Basically, what he said in that particular question, he said it means that if you only have one. Don't think that the only way to bring a carbon on Rosh Chodesh is if you have 2, and if you have 1, don't bring it at all. If you have 1, you should also bring it. Okay, because he had different tirus of everything. Says the Gemara. There was a story that there was a child who was reading Sefer Yecheskel, and he understood. And a fire came out of Chashmal and burnt him. Says it's dangerous. It's like it's a hazard for children. If they open it up and start reading from it, it'll burn them. It happens to be he's a chacham. The rest are not chachamim. So if you're not a chacham and you don't understand, it's not a problem. What about an adult that understands? Then it's okay. It's just that he's a child that understands, then I'll burn him. Unbelievable, you got going in the Gemara over there. What is that, for his song or stand for shir? Shir. Says the Gemara, I have also similar, but not like that. And also I use these because I don't even read my own handwriting sometimes, and then I forget to read it, and I go, so like I have a stop sign. I have to pull this thing off. Today, it came at a very interesting daf. My chashmal. Omer Rav Yehuda. What does it mean, chashmal? Chayois eish mimalois. Where do you see that in chashmal? Chayois eish mimalois. Oh, here it is. Chayois eish mimalois. Chashmal. Chayois ches, the shin of the eish, mimalois. Chashmal. That's pshat number one. Now, sometimes the chayos are quiet, and sometimes they speak, and that's in the word, again, chashmal. Here we go. Choshois memalois. Chashmal. V'shosh adibu yoytze mepi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Choshois, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is speaking, then they have to be quiet. V'shosh adibu yoytze mepi HaKadosh Baruch Hu malois, then they speak. V'achayis rotzis v'shoiv kemarei abozok. The chayes are going back and forth. My rotzav v'shoiv, Omar Rav Yehuda ku'ur hayotzim v'akivshon. As if we understand what's going on here. From the fear that they have of the Shechina, they go in and out, in and out. I mean, I didn't want to put a picture, but in my mind it was almost like that game in the amusement parks, like the Groundhog Day. You know, it comes out. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm talking about. They come in and out, like a flame. Flame comes in, out, in, out. They kind of like peek at HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they come back in. They say they don't really move. It's all just a mashal. Something similar, different. It's like when Rashi goes through a whole explanation. You want to melt down gold, so you take a bunch of earthenware and then you put the gold on top of it, and then you put another piece of earthenware with a lot of holes in it, so the fire comes flying out of these small holes. And it goes back in, out. Sponsored by Moshe Horn in honor of Chewie, Woody, and the Kale twins. Shugayim over here, I'm telling you, Mom's not normal. Sponsored Moshe Kinsbr. It's not every month. It's because these are funny names. I mean, Woody and Chewie. I'm not. So Moshe Kinsbursky in honor of Brian and Talia Edgar. This they have no clue. It's only the Woody and Chewie. In honor of Brian and Talia Edgar. We try to get them everywhere. Turn the daf, we new Mishnah, this. There's a whole matzav over here. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, right. You need a pen? Says the Gemara. Mike Gemara, we said already. There's a great wind, a storm coming out from Tzafon. Tzafon is Bavel. Onan Godol ve'ishmis lakachas v'noigaloi. Has a brilliance, the article says, it's like the chashmal within a fire. Says Gemara Lehechan Ozal, according to Rashi, the gear says, my baya hasam. Why is it going to Bavel? What does that have in Bavel? Shahalach lichboish is kol ha'olam kuloi tachas nebuchadnezzar harasha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu went to help. This chashmal, the whole thing came to help Nebuchadnezzar to conquer the world. But why? Why? What interest does HaKadosh Baruch Hu have that he should conquer the world? I don't want to say that it happened, similar to what happened to the Yidden 70 years ago. Maybe. HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want a very lowly nation to destroy the Yidden. He wanted the top nation. So he decided, let Nebuchadnezzar conquer the world. And then when he destroyed the Yidden, they say, a chashuv king. It was like a loser king that killed the Yidden. It'll be a bizayon for Klal Yisrael. Who caused me that I should go and help them conquer the world and win all the wars? It's because Klal Yisrael sinned. We got to get going here, Rabbi Isai. It's prop time. Hopefully it goes better than yesterday's prop. Yeah, you should be. Whoa, we got to go quickly. It's right here. Yeah, he's right. This is to distract you guys because I'm about to say something Kabbalah that you have no idea what's flying, and you guys look over there, don't look over here. There's an angel, a malach, who stands on earth, and his head gets all the way to the chayos, 1 billion miles away. His name is Sandal, like a shoe. He's 500 years above his friends, and he stands behind the Merkava. This is a good shmak. You go that way. You can't be under my prop. Yeah. You are milking it, Avi. I heard you, and the other left. Talking about who's milking it.
You sent the MDY logo. Quick. I'll win it,
This malach ties ksharim, things for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Tosfos says they're made out of the tefillas of tzaddikim. Other Rishonim say made out of Baruch Hu of the common Yid. A Yid says a Baruch Hu that he has material now to wrap it around the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says the Gemara, Eini v'ksiv Baruch kvoid Hashem koimai. Baruch kvoid Hashem koimai. Mikladim koimai like the Yodalei. I want to just pause here for a second. This Baruch Hashem kvoid koimai. Baruch kvoid Hashem koimai. In case you don't know this halacha, it's very, very important. In the morning, by Uvalat Tzion, we say Baruch kvoid Hashem koimai. When the Chazan says it, you must say it with him. So if you're still holding an ashrei, you must stop what you're saying and say it with the tzibur, because the Gemara in Sot Daf Mem Tes Amud Aleph, if you look over there, it says the world stands on Uvalat Tzion and on Yehei Shmei Rabbah. And Rashi goes into detail and he says that Uvalat Tzion is a combination of Torah and Kedushas Hashem. And it's repeating, we explain it in Aramaic what it is. It has a tremendous, whoa. Okay, coming up. So you hear this? Very, very important. Baruch Hashem koimai. Not yet. Leave it over there for now. So you don't want to give it away too good. And just as a side note, I'll say this again. Chazon Ish, his favorite tefillah, it says in Perador, his favorite tefillah was the beginning of Uvalat Tzion, where it says Lo Yom Shator Mepi or Mepi Zari and Pizer Zari. He didn't have children, but he used to cry there like crazy. So it seems like nobody knows where Hashem is. So how does this Malach Sandalfoin know where he is? It's because he puts Hashem on it, and it flies to wherever HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. Whoever saw whatever Yecheskel saw in his Mara, Yeshaya Navi was the greatest Navi. Besides Moshe Rabbeinu also saw. But Yecheskel similar to Ben Kfar, to like a farmer, Shiras HaMelech, he saw the king. The question is, why is it Yecheskel describes HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the whole thing in so many words, whereas Yeshaya doesn't? Yeshaya lived 200 years before Yecheskel. He was the nephew of the king, so he was used to being in the kingdom. Yes, it's a bus of a dam, but he knew what Melucha was, and when he saw it, he wasn't as nispal, so to speak, as Yecheskel. So maybe he said in few words. That's what the Gemara says. You say it every day. I'll sing the. Oh, okay. Ashira Lashem Ki Goi Go. Shira Lemish Mizgal Agayim. It's a shir to the one, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is exalted over the exalted. Domamar Melech Shebachayos Ari. Here we go. Oh. Okay. Rabbi Isai, what I'm about to show you is not what we're talking about in the Gemara. It's It's a muscle. If I could, you know what? Let's get rid of this. Better. Okay. I want to show you something very, very interesting. This is going to be hard. I need Tomer over here. You guys ready? Hold on. This is the Melech HaChayos, my boy said. Melech HaChayos. You want to hear what it sounds like? He'll show you in a second. That's it? Okay. What's pshat in this? Why is this Melech HaChayos? Why is this Melech HaChayos? I'm asking you a question. Anybody know? There's an elephant that could take this thing and snap it in two with his trunk in a second. An elephant can take a trunk of a tree this wide and snap it in half. I'll show you a video if you want. Here, Yosef, right over here. It's not the fastest, not the quickest, not the smartest. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Here. This is Melech HaChayos. You know why? Because up here, he's the king. He goes after the elephant. The elephant doesn't even know. He goes after him, the elephant runs away. That's why he's Melech HaChayos. Can somebody take me down from here? Wow, I love it. Okay, here, bring my stender over here, maybe. Oh yeah, I need the Gemara. Give me the Gemara. Yeah. Gewaldig. All right. What's the next thing? I need that over there. Give me that over there. Gewaldig.
You do this in your shir also?
Mel shebachayis hari. Mel shebehemoth shor. The biggest, strongest behema is an ox. Melech sheba'oifos nesher. We're not done yet, Rabbi Sai. We're not done. Here, grab this. Are you going to be able to do this? Let me come down for that. Let me come down.
You're gonna have to go to Eli.
Yeah. This is it was one of those dapping. We had to bring something out. I didn't have enough props. Oh. Wow. This thing is unbelievable. Here, zoom out a second. Are you able to zoom out? Rabbi say you got to give a big ishkoyach to Tomer all day long to get these things. All day. Wow. Okay. So let me help you out. Now this is not what we're talking about. You got it? Here, Gemara, please. We got to finish the daf. Yeah, Yossi, you were there the day they went on a lion. Sugar. When they say Meshuggah, you believe. Next. Oh, we have a lot to accomplish today. We're not done. But a human being who's so much weaker, so much slower, so much everything, he's able to be Mizgar Banim, Bakush Baruch Hu Mizgar, Rabbi Say, Ha'aris later. Bakush Baruch Hu Mizgar Al Kulon, Val Kol Oilam Kuloi. Bakush Baruch Hu obviously rules humans, and these are nothing for him. Now we're going to go into these chayas. This is just a mashal of what it really is, the 500 years tall, etc. They had a face that was combined. It was a combination of four faces. The lion was on the right. It had four faces. There's a kruv in there. What happened? The first one is a kruv. Doesn't mention it in the first pasuk. So again, we had a lion, a shor, a nesher, and a Adam. And now we have kruv, pnei sheni pnei Adam. We have a kruv and Adam. Vashlish pnei Arya v'Revi pnei nesher. What went away? V'lu shor loike chashiv. The shor is gone. Over shlokish Yecheskel bikishol levrachim v'afacha lekruv. Yecheskel begged the Kosh Baruch to get rid of the shor. Why? I'm on the phone of Rebbe Shalom. Kategar, prosecutor, Yosef Sanegar should become a defender. we asked the Chayos that they should daven for us. How could the Egel from last week's parish should daven for us? We'll remind the Baruch Mikrov. So what is it? What did they institute it with? Oh, Marivavo Kirovia, a child. She came currently Nuka Ravio. Oh, Malay Rapabla Bayo, Elomeada the Sif, Pneo Echa, Pneo Krov, Pneo Sheni Pneo Adam. So it seems like it's double. You have Adam and a child. Vashlish Pneo Arye, Varvi Pneo Nesher. Hai Pneo Krov, Hai Pneo Adam. Says Gemara Rapi Ravi Rapi Zutri, you're right. One is an adult, one is a child. I saw a pshat that it's once a Kosh Baruch is Michael Klai Yisrael by Bayis Rishon is Katinik Shenoil Adam. It's to show that Klai Yisrael, I forgave you. We're starting a new page. These Yecheskel saw Sheish Knofayim, Sheish Knofayim. Because of Echadoimer, how many wings did they have? By the way, these are not wings that you go like this and you flap them and they fly. These are spiritual wings. They had 6 or 4. Which one is it? Loikash. Kam bizman shebeis hamikdash kayim. Kam bizman shebeis hamikdash kayim. They lost 2 wings after the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. Hey minayu out. Which one? So we have over here 2 cover his face. 2 cover his feet. Each one. With 2 he flies. Which one? The ones that you say shira with. It's the ones on the bottom. The ones that you fly with. The next pasuk is Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Hashem tzvakos, v'lo yichal haaretz kvadah. Uchsiv, it says in Mishlei, Asoif einecha, boi beinenu, it's gone. So, Yoifef and Asoif, Zera Shel. Rabbanan Amri, Oisam shemachas b'em regleim. No, it's the 2 wings that cover their legs. Shenem av regleim, regli shar. They don't have a joint. It's a straight foot. So how do you know that they're, how did Yecheskel see it if it was covered by a wing? The wings were gone. Dilma says, what do you mean? Maybe they have wings. They were flapping it or something. You got a peek. Maybe they revealed it. How did he see their face that it looked like a human face? They were covered by wings. It makes sense in front of a Baruch you could show your face. Doesn't make sense. Now, real quickly, I got to tell you, I thought this Ashgacha Pratis today is the yard side of the Noam Elimelech. I saw this vart from the Vilna Gaon, but then I saw the art scroll brings this vart from Reb Elimelech Milizansk. This exact vart from the Gaon, and I thought it's very interesting because I'm not a big, tremendous bucky in the art scroll, but I've never seen his name brought down in the art scroll, and I thought it's a Ashgacha Pratis that his name was brought down today on today's daf. And it says like this, that based on the Zoyar, each wing, the 2 wings, each one said, the top one said Baruch Shem, and then it says Kavoid Machus on the second set of wings, and La'ilam Vard. Which ones went away? The middle ones. And that's why we say, we daven Galei Kvoid Malchuscha. Bring back the Kvoid of your Malchus, and his neshama should have an aliyah, and we finished up the Kazav Echadoimer. Okay, so we'll stop right here. Yishkoyach Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day.